I do not believe that all the decisions being made are anywhere near correct. I have a huge problem with this situation, but I at the same time feeling so helpless in the sense that it's my parents there, it's my community, it's 80 people from only from my community, it's children without their parents.
After 2 hostages were released on Friday, the Israeli government says there are now 212 people currently being held hostage in Gaza. Sharone Lifschitz lives in London. Both of her parents were taken in that attack, and she's live with us this morning. Hello.
Hello.
What do you think, hearing the reporting and the news of continued airstrikes on Gaza, knowing that your parents are most likely there?
It's horrific. It's horrific for everybody. For me, I think that, I think it's really interesting you starting by asking me, knowing that there's about 80 people just from my immediate community, but from the region there are over 200. I think the number keep going up, not going down. We are horrified and very, very worried for them. I'm also feel that it's important to make a distinction and to continue to make a distinction between Hamas and the population at large. And it's heartbreaking for the people of Gaza to go through that.
What was the last news you had about your parents? They're both in their 80s. They both, correct me if I'm wrong, have complex health needs. When was the last that you heard from them or about them?
We have not heard from them since they were abducted from their home on the 7th of October. So this is now 2.5 weeks. They were taken at around in the morning of the 7th. And we don't have any news about them whatsoever.
What did you think when you heard the news about the 2 hostages who were released, the ones who also have US citizenship? What did you think hearing that news?
These were the family of a good friend of mine here in London. I'm very, very happy for them. I'm very grateful to President Biden to putting the hostages at the top of the list. I want all of them to be released immediately. It was good to see somebody that is alive and relatively kind of not injured. Many of our people were injured. We have bloodstains on the floor. We know that they were badly injured. And so we need them to, there's a humanitarian corridor, which is very small going into Gaza, but we have not had any medical corridor going into our hostages. We have no knowledge of them. I do not understand why the 2 were not interlinked, why we were not allowed to at least know these people are alive or being taken care of. My father had a high blood pressure the night before. He was very unwell. Can I please know if a doctor saw him?
Yeah.
I think it's important for all of us to separate everything from everything. It's so easy to say they deserve it because somebody else got hurt. I think this is something that I truly, truly rally against.
Yeah.
I don't think the 2 are connected. I think that everybody have the right to have their family looked after and having minimal care. So that's, yeah.
There's obviously been some success, as I say, with getting those 2 hostages that were released out of that situation, thanks to the US involvement, it seems. Do you have much confidence in the abilities of Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government to do likewise for your parents and others?
Wow, do you?
I don't know.
He is the one having my parents' life in his hand. It's really hard to just go out against the people that are trying to save your people. There's a lot of voices of dissent within Israel. I do not believe that all the decisions being made are anywhere near correct. I have a huge problem with this situation, but I at the same time feeling so helpless in the sense that it's my parents there, it's my community, it's 80 people only from my community, it's children without their parents, it's children that are orphaned that are there, it's it's my friends who are mothers, it's my friends who are daughters, it's a really difficult thing to look at it from the outside.
Just finally, Sharone, I wonder how life is like for you in London now. We know that there's been a steep rise in the number of anti-Semitic attacks being reported to police. Our colleague here, Hugo Rifkind, was writing a few days ago saying that even for someone like him, a completely non-religious Jew, doesn't keep kosher, he feels like something has shifted for the worse in the past 2 weeks. I wonder if you've sensed similar, even on top of all the concerns that you have about your parents.
I haven't felt it personally. The community around me where I live has come together. It's a very mixed community, and they've been amazing, and they've showered me with love and care, and I'm forever grateful for that. I'm horrified at the level of hate. I'm horrified at the way people are able to kind of justify this horrendous massacre by any reasoning. I think that a massacre is a massacre. We cannot just say people deserve it because they live in some place. I think we have to find the humanity within our hearts towards everybody else. And that starts in London. People here are safe, they are sound, and yet they take upon themselves to hurt other people. How is that acceptable? And how is it that our darkest hour, so many people choose to attack us?
Are you getting support from the UK government with regards to what's happening with your parents? Have you had any contact from them about it?
Yes, I have been in touch with many people. We are fighting very, very hard every day to bring about the support, to put it at the top of the agenda, to make sure that nobody forget the British government and the opposition and members of parliament have been incredibly, incredibly supportive and helpful. And I am still not seen any sign of my parents. People have to understand it's 2.5 weeks. I don't know if my father get paracetamol.